All right, here we go with the Quotient of Powers notes video. Product means to multiply, but quotient means to divide. So in this lesson, we're going to look at what happens when we divide powers. So in example 1, we have j to the 6th over j cubed, which again, let's kind of write these out in expanded form and see what we get. I have j times j times j times j times j times j. Phew. Over j times j times j. Now, what we know is that if we have something that's the same on the top and the bottom of a fraction, it can one out. By. What are we left with? J times j times j, or j cubed. Okay, let's try another one. A squared over a to the 7th. All right, so on top, I just have a times a, but on the bottom, I have 7 a's multiplied together. So how many a's can I one out? I can take, 2 pairs. And what am I left with? I'm left with a to the 5th. A times a times a times a times a. However, it's on the bottom. The a's are on the bottom of the fraction, so we're left with 1 over a to the 5th. So again, let's look for the pattern here. What's the pattern? We had j to the 6th over j cubed. We ended up with j cubed. A squared over a to the 7th, we ended up with 1 over a to the 5th. Now, if we multiply powers and we add the exponents, guess what we do when we divide powers? We subtract them. So, when two powers with the same base are divided, we subtract the exponents. So in general, if I have x to the a divided by x to the b, that is the same thing as x to the a minus b. So here's kind of the questions that we ask ourselves. Which power has most? How many more? The winner keeps the extra. So let's try those with this next example. C to the 5th over C. That's really C to the 1. So which one has more, the top or the bottom? The top has more. How many more? Well, 5 minus 1 is 4. So this is C to the 4th. All right, let's try example 4. Which one has more, the top or the bottom? The bottom has more. How many more? 6 minus 0 is 6. So I'm going to have k to the 6th on the bottom. Now, I can't just leave this blank. If there's nothing there, we put a 1. All right. I'm going to do another one just to go along with you guys, a couple more. Again, are there more m's on the top or on the bottom? More on the top. So 4 minus 2 means I have 2 more on the top. You guys pause the video and see if you can try the next 3. So pause the video, try these on your own, ask yourself these 3 questions to give you the right answer. Number 3 is going to require 2 steps, so see if you can figure that one out. All right, in number 2, the bottom has 9 more, so we're left with 1 over r to the 9th. In number 3, you would have to first simplify the top. G to the 8th times g to the 1 gives us g to the 9th. There are more g's on the top. 9 minus 4 gives us g to the 5th. For number 4, we have 1 on the top and 3 on the bottom, so the bottom has 2 more. Okay, let's continue this with different bases. Again, I'm only going to concern myself with like bases. So J's, are there more J's on the top or on the bottom? There's more on the top. How many more? 2. So I have J squared. How about the A's? More A's on the top or on the bottom? On the top, how many more? 1. Now I could write A to the 1, but a is the same as a to the 1. And mathematicians are lazy, so they prefer to write the least possible. So we're not going to write it. All right, example 8. Let's do the same thing. C's. More C's on the top or on the bottom? More on the top. How many more? C to the 4th. How about the K's? More K's on the top or on the bottom? More on the bottom. How many more? 8 minus 3. I'm going to have K to the 5th on the bottom. So C to the 4th on the top and K to the 5th on the bottom. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling here. Again, 20 divided by 4. These are normal numbers. So guess what? 20 divided by 4 is still 5. I'm not going to do 20 minus 4. So this is 5. However, S's, these are powers, so I'm going to subtract the exponents. Are there more on the top or on the bottom? More on the bottom. How many more? 4. So I'm going to have 5 over S to the 4th. All right, now, negative 2 over 8. I want you to look at this like it's literally a fraction because that's literally what it is. Negative 2 over 8. If I asked you to simplify that, negative 2/8 is negative 1/4. Now let's deal with the n's. Are there more n's on the top or on the bottom? More on the top. How many more? 1. So we'd have negative 1n over 4, or I could just write it as negative n over 4. All right, flip the page. So again, 24 divided by 8, still 3. M's, I'm going to have m to the 4th. R's, just r to the 1. All right, we're going to skip that one. I would like you to pause the video and try these last 4 problems here on your own. So pause the video and try these on your own, then check back to see how you did. All right, check over your answers, see how you did. This is the end of the notes. I know the notes went quick, but hopefully you were able to pause the video, try things on your own, and make sure you come to class next time with questions. We will do lots of practice, but make sure you know what you're not quite sure about so that way we have a place to start. We'll see you soon.